Hello and welcome to Vegetarianism, the Noble Way of Living, here on Supreme Master Television. I'm Helen from the UK and this is Constantine.
Hello there. Today we're going to be celebrating World Vegetarian Day by preparing a vegan chocolate, banana, orange and pecan cake.
Wow, sounds delicious. What do we need for this, Constantine?
Okay, so we'll just quickly run through the ingredients that we'll be using. Soy milk, apple cider vinegar, some sunflower oil, self-raising flour, vanilla extract, some dark chocolate, some flaked almonds, some cocoa powder, pecan nuts, some demerara sugar, bananas, oranges and a little bit of salt.
Great, well, okay, how do we start, Constantine? What do you do first?
Okay, well the first ingredients we need to mix are the demerara unrefined fair trade sugar.
Right. So could you use another sweetener for this?
You could use different sweeteners, yes. You could use different types of sugars. You could use muscovado sugar, or if you wanted to avoid using sugar, you could just use maybe some maple syrup or some agave syrup. You just need to experiment if you're using something different than sugar. Okay, so into the sugar, we're going to mix some 100% cocoa powder. So just make sure that it's evenly coated. And then we're going to add just a little bit of sea salt. Okay, so you just need to make sure that it's all the same colour. What
quantities are you using of the demerara sugar and the cocoa powder?
For the sugar we used 2/3 of a cup.
Right.
And for the cocoa powder we used 4 teaspoons, 4 heaped teaspoons.
Okay.
So to this mixture we're going to add self-raising flour, 1.5 cups of self-raising flour.
Can you use another flour for this if some people can't? Use flour, like a spelt flour or something? Yes,
there's many different flours you can use. You can use a spelt flour, as you said, or you can use a wheat and gluten-free flour. Just have to make sure if you're using a gluten-free flour is that you add some bicarbonate of soda.
Oh, right, because it won't rise as well otherwise.
Yeah, or some baking powder just to help it rise. Yeah. So make sure that the mixture is evenly coated.
Okay, what next?
Okay, so that's evenly mixed. So we need to make a small well in the middle. And we're going to add 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar into the sunflower oil. And then we just need to fold in the mixture and make sure it becomes evenly coated. This will take quite a while, and it's important that it's all evenly coated and that all the flour in the mixture breaks up and becomes the same size.
It's best to do this by hand, is it? Not an electric whisk or anything?
You can use an electric whisk, but it's just as easy to use a wooden spoon.
Right. You need to get rid of all... What's the consistency you're looking for here? You want all the lumps like a powdery?
That's right, yeah. You need to make it powdery, so all the lumps need to be broken up.
We'll be right back after a brief message.
Jesus Christ, Shakyamuni Buddha, St. Francis of Assisi, Kim Basinger, Paul McCartney, Leonardo da Vinci, Shania Twain, Leo Tolstoy, Muhammad Ali, Albert Einstein, Alicia Silverstone, Gwyneth Paltrow, Bill Walton, Tobey Maguire, Christy Turlington, Joaquin Phoenix, Pamela Anderson, Carrie Underwood, Dustin Hoffman, and Natalie Portman. What do some of these distinguished people of the past and present have in common? They represent the circle of the vegetarian and vegan elite. As some of the most gifted and accomplished people in the world, they are noble examples of compassion and wisdom.
It's a very simple concept, just to show people that for every cruel choice, there's a kind choice.
I did a campaign that went all around the country, all around the world, promoting vegetarianism because I'm all for it, and I'm all for the animals.
Because I think animals are hearts and souls, and that's the way we have to treat them and regard them. No, I am a vegetarian. I've just evolved to that because that, I think, is healthier.
To me, we don't have a right to be cruel to anything or anyone, the environment, the animals, each other, our families.
We're both vegan. We practice compassion in ways that inform who we are in our lives.
So keep in good company with the noble circle of vegetarian and vegan elite. Go veggie and join the club.
Welcome back to Vegetarianism, the Noble Way of Living on Supreme Master Television.
Yep, this is looking good. It's the right consistency that we need. So it looks like breadcrumbs.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to add the soy milk. This is a cup of soy milk. So we can just add this in gently and just stir it. So we're going to use a handheld whisk now, so that we can whisk it up so that it becomes a nice, thick consistency.
Okay. You're adding this gradually, yeah.
That's right, yeah.
At a time.
You can help me by just adding a little bit of soy milk at a time.
Okay. You want some more now?
Yes, please.
Right. Smells delicious. This really is a treat to have a vegan recipe for a vegan cake. Quite difficult to find cakes when you're vegan vegetarian, and I'm sure it's going to be an absolute treat for us all.
And it's so versatile because you can use many different ingredients, like you can replace bananas with pears, and you can use walnuts instead of pecans, and many different things. You just need to experiment.
Fantastic.
So if you can just add the rest of the soy milk.
You want it all in, yeah?
That should be enough there, yeah. That's lovely. Okay, so I'm just going to work this until it becomes the right consistency. We're going to be adding some zest of 2 oranges.
Right.
So if you could please help me by zesting the 2 oranges.
Okay.
So that's the next ingredient to go in.
Wow. This smells really good as well. Nice, fresh to put in a cake.
That's right, organic oranges. Okay, whilst you're doing that, I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract.
You can juice these oranges up and have a nice drink out of them afterwards.
That's right, yeah. Okay, so that's looking the consistency that we need it to be. Nice and thick. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be using pecan nuts. So you just mix everything in together.
Pecan nuts, very high in vitamin E, aren't they?
That's right, yes. All nuts are high in vitamins and minerals. And pecan nuts, as you said, are a very good source of vitamin E, and also have anti-cancerous properties.
Oh, yes, yes. Is that okay?
That's great, yeah. Okay, so if you can just put that into the bowl for me, please, and then we'll also do another one.
It smells very good.
This just helps to give it a nice, citrusy, fresh flavour. It goes really well with the chocolate and the banana and the pecan nut. Okay, that's great, Helen, thanks. That's the second orange that goes in.
There you go.
Lovely. Okay, so I'll just continue stirring this for a little bit, and then I'm going to grate some chocolate, if you could cut some bananas for me.
Sure.
Because they're quite large bananas, we're going to use maybe 1.5 bananas would be enough.
Okay. Now, how do you want these sliced?
If you just slice them lengthways and then just into small pieces.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to use approximately 25 grams of dark chocolate. This will just help to make it extra chocolatey and nice and rich. How are you getting on there with bananas?
Fine, yes. Is that okay for you?
That's great,
enough?
yep. That's perfect size, yep. Okay, so that's enough chocolate. So once the bananas go in as well, then we'll just give it one final stir and then place it into the baking dish. And this needs to be cooked for approximately 40 to 45 minutes on 180 degrees if you have a fan-assisted oven. If not, then you can slightly adjust the temperature to 190 or 200.
Okay.
Great, okay.
Do you want the banana in now?
Yeah, that'd be great, yeah.
All at once, yes?
That's it, yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so one final stir. And we're going to have to grease the baking dish so that the cake comes out nice and easily. We're just going to use some vegan margarine.
Yeah.
Just grease the sides and also the bottom. We're going to decorate the cake by just sprinkling some flaked almonds on top.
Before it goes in the oven, yes?
That's right, yeah. And then the almonds will just very slightly brown off while it's cooking.
Is that okay?
That's perfect.
Make sure we get the...
Okay, thanks, Adam. So the mixture just goes into the tin.
Wow, that looks delicious. It smells delicious too.
This is an 8-inch tin. I mean, you can use a square tin or you can use a slightly bigger tin. It depends on how thick you want the cake to be. Okay.
Great, looks fantastic.
Certainly does. It tastes yummy. So
you're giving it to me already?
Yes, if you can decorate the cake for me just by sprinkling some flaked almonds on top.
Okay, sure.
And then it'll be ready to go into the oven.
I want to try and spread these evenly, yes?
That's right, yeah.
And you grate some chocolate on top as well, do you, before it goes in, I think you
Yes,
said?
you can grate some chocolate, yeah.
There you go. Hang on. That really does look delicious, Constantine. It's a real treat for vegans.
It certainly is.
And how long did you say in the oven for?
For approximately 45 minutes, 40 to 45 minutes. You just need to check it and make sure. Basically, the way to test that it's cooked is by, after 40 minutes, you can take it out of the oven and just place a sharp knife into the middle of the cake.
Right.
And if it comes out clean, then you know it's baked.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to put this into the oven, which has been preheated to 180 degrees.
We'll be right back after this brief message.
Welcome back to Vegetarianism, the Noble Way of Living on Supreme Master Television.
Okay, so the vegan chocolate, banana, orange and pecan cake has been baking for about 45 minutes now and has been left for approximately 30 minutes to cool off. So now it's ready for serving. Are you ready to try some?
Absolutely, Constantine. It's
Okay.
absolutely delicious.
You just have to be careful when you're taking it out of the baking tray.
Perfect.
One for me.
You're going to join me, of course. Yeah.
Certainly. Great.
I'm going to dive in here, okay? Oh, that tastes really lovely. The orange is quite strong in it.
It's nice and chocolatey and rich and fresh because of the orange. I think it would go really nice with some tea or some coffee.
So this is really a great recipe to share. Thank you very much, Constantine.
You're welcome. It's been a pleasure having you here on today's show.
And we wish you a wonderful World Vegetarian Day.